Lights, camera, action. It's your boy What? No, I'm not DigiDaily. That's the name of the show. My name's Xanda. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Blockbuster hatch. There is not much to say today, I must say. Why am I using this voice? I have no idea. Let's talk about today. Today, I deep cleaned the shit out of my room. Yes, I focused on one section the other day. Now what I did is I got like my bed all cleaned up and stuff, and then I moved my closet in a spot where it makes more sense, but then I put a bunch of shit in front of it where it gets getting blocked again. But that's in front of it, I gotta find somewhere to put it. Or the stuff that's in front of it. Crap. I gotta stop cursing at the opening. I gotta wait till the middle of the episode. Well, anyway, I'm gonna have to censor those. But anyway, that's it. Like, yeah, it's not perfect. It's nowhere near perfect yet, but we're getting there slowly but surely. And my room is going to become presentable, which is gonna be, excuse me, it's gonna be really cool to see my room actually be like presentable. So yeah. That's what I did literally all day. And it's like 11 o'clock right now. 11:25. From like 3 o'clock, I've been cleaning. That's nuts. Yeah. I might move. Like the next move I'm gonna do, is move this desk. Oh shoot! Is move this desk, closer to the, what's the word? Closer to the bed. Because now there's kind of a gap here, and really there's a bunch of stuff on my left that's like little cubby holes, and they're not easily accessible with the desk and where it's at. But if the desk was closer to the bed, like right next to the bed, then it'd be a lot easier to access those cubbies, which I have to take out and like sort and everything. I gotta get like a lot of stuff. I need another long box for like comics. I need a giant not Tupperware, you know what I mean, those big ass waterproof container type things. I need a couple of those for my games that I'm not using currently, and for magazines that I just have laying around and I don't want to get rid of because they're like old, and it's cool to have older magazines, and they're talking about something like it's brand new when it's already out. Like somewhere in my house I have a copy of EGM magazine, and that copy of EGM magazine talks about Borderlands, but when they first announced Borderlands and it didn't have the cel-shaded art style. Like Borderlands originally was going to have this really boring, generic, kind of gray art style. I have that somewhere in the house. That's really cool. You know, you look back at that stuff and you're like, wow. Or just EGM in general, like that's gone now. Hope you enjoyed me talking about something as monotonous as cleaning my goddamn room. Let's jump into actual stuff. We just have Digimon. And Matt Leomon. I don't think effort is needed. Let me double check. I think it's just fulfill battles to make sure that I don't get any character mistakes. It's either 0 or I can get away with 1. Let's talk about Mothra, because while I was trying to clean, this little bastard has been terrorizing Tokyo all day. His justice meter is now completely empty, which means that he's been attacking Tokyo all day. Completely missed him doing that and couldn't stop him. Apparently you're supposed to scold them when they do that. Doing the children, I don't know, apparently that's not what you're supposed to do. Someone thought of a great name for him, because I said, I don't have a name for him, so someone took the initiative and gave him a name. Let me give you his name real quick. 1 second. Oh, look at all these. Look at all these. Look at all of these comments. You guys are the best. Rory Costello, ya boy, my boy, gave him a name, and that is Sir Squirm McGrubbins Esquire the Third. Look at him. Look how regal he is in the way that he slowly slinks across the table and destroys Tokyo just because he gets bored. I can't believe you. Jeez. He's overweight, so I guess I have to play the game more. Maybe does the game make him thinner? How do you make Tamagotchis thinner? Do they just stay fat, and then you just kind of get scolded for that, and you get a bad evolution? How do you do that? How do you Tamagotchi? I'm so lost, guys. I swear to God, I'm so sorry. I know it could be a little frustrating, but I'm going blind. Like I said before, I'm going blind for this run, and I'll probably do this a couple times, honestly, because it's cool. It is definitely an old school Tamagotchi, because as you can see, he's still a grub, and he's not like, I don't know, today it seemed like they were going down a little bit quicker than before, but I don't think we're screwed just yet. I mean, you can't be, because like there's always like a trash like line. That's the thing from Tamagotchi. I know that because like I don't remember when, but I remember I did run a Tamagotchi, and I got it had to be like one of the original ones. And what I got was one of the ugly ones. It was like a ball, right? And there's a stick of hair, like a squiggly line of hair. He was just move around, and it was really weird and very ugly. I'm pretty sure that's like the trash one. So there's got to be like a trash line for the Mothra no Tamagotchi. So I shouldn't be completely totally boned. I should get something next, and then after that, I should really be careful what I do, because you know, you don't want to mess anything up. So yeah. Thank you, Rory Costello. You're the best. Oh yeah! Spedtron? Or Speedtron? Probably Spedtron. Mention something. So I just saw this on Twitter. I don't know how no one like freaked out about it and pinged me on Discord about it. Maybe they did and I just missed it. That happens a lot. But either way, we're getting a new V-Pet already. In Famitsu, I think it was. We just have a name. We don't, and not even a name. We just have like a name with a code name. But we know they're making more, which I said. I mean, I knew we were getting more. There's no way they're just gonna, after the huge smash hit success that was the V-Pet X line, there was no way that Bandai was just gonna like leave it at that and not make more like V-Pets for like us collectors. There's just no way. It's Bandai we're talking about here. If they could find a way to sell us, you know, a piece of paper, like a singular piece of paper, they'd do it. And in fact, they're actually already doing that because they're selling lithographs. They're nice lithographs, but still, like Bandai is just like super aggressive when it comes to monetization of their, or even merchandising. So the code name is Digimon Z, I believe, Type Z or something like that. So, you know, everyone's already thinking like maybe there's going to be a Z antibody, and there's going to be Z evolutions of Digimon. I hope that's not the case, because that just seems a little too ridiculous. Because we just had the X antibodies come back. Got a ton of new X antibody forms. So if we were to introduce Z forms, I'm worried that they'd do kind of like what Pokemon's doing right now with like the Gigantamax, where like they had Mega Evolutions, like we had X Evolutions, and they were cool. Gave a bunch of Digimon fan favorites and kind of more niche Digimon alike new forms, which is really cool. But now with Gigantamaxing, some Digimon are getting them and some aren't, and some that already had Mega Evolutions are getting another one. Like, you know, Gigantamax Charizard is cool, but we already have Mega Charizard X and Y. So, you know, a Z evolution would be cool, but like, let's just say like it's gonna be the Royal Knights, but Z evolution. So it's like a new version of the Royal Knights when we just got X evolution versions of the Royal Knights. You get what I mean here? That's what I'm a little worried about. I'm not like, I'm still gonna buy it. Like, we all know I'm still gonna buy it. Like, you're still gonna buy it if you've been buying the last ones. I'm definitely still gonna buy it because it's not even just because of the YouTube thing. I like collecting these and I like playing with them, and I'm always down for a new experience. But for the love of God, Bandai, please, if you just do me one favor, put it in a different shell. I don't, at this point, I'm done wishing for a color device because it's just never gonna happen. That's fine. I'm willing to deal with that. I'm willing to accept that as a fact that we're just never going to get a color device. But please, for the love of God, no more bricks. I love the aesthetic, but it's done. It's over. We need a new shell. Just, you know, the same. It's going to be the same. It's going to be the same technology because it's like tried and true. They just don't really seem to want to innovate any further as far as the actual technology. Now, what it can do, they've been innovating a lot. The X, you know, the V-Pet X, the Digital Monsters X, they don't play like any other device before it. Honestly, it does feel like a unique new experience, and I really love them for that, and that's why they're like honestly my favorite line of V-Pets so far. But at the same time that I say that, you know, you can continue to do that, continue to make new kind of gameplay mechanics with this old technology. That's fine, but please God, no more bricks. Make a new shell. Make it not crappy plastic that's really thin. Make it substantial like the bricks, but give it a new look. I think it's about time that we get a new look for these devices. Going back to the bricks made sense thematically for the X because they take place in the old digital world, and the old digital world was on the brick V-Pets. I mean, and really the pendulums and the pendulum progress. But still, the bricks are more, easily recognizable. And honestly, their mold for the version 20th shell was a lot better than this mold. I mean, I've said it before, this plastic is not very good. It feels very cheap. I said that when I first opened it, and I still stand by that. The plastic on the 20ths for the pendulums are very cheap and very thin feeling. But, I mean, these feel great. Like, these feel good. I can trust these things in my pocket or even around my waist, where this I'm wary about carrying around. I mean, even though they both have lasted me quite a bit. I mean, this one has seen some better days, the screw post. I think this one is broken. But that's because I kept opening it and closing it. While it does feel cheap, it at least is not actually cheap. Although I have seen some horror stories. I think it's a little Siri. Her Digimon color has cracks just all over it for no reason, which is crazy and scary. But I mean, overall, I don't have many issues with mine. But like I said, I can't stress this enough. Please give us a new shell. Just a new shell, and I'm happy. Get some of your newer designers on board and give us a new shell. We got a new look for the Digivice, and I love it. It's a very streamlined, simplistic version of the original one. It mirrors, the aesthetic that they're going for with the new show, because the new show takes place in 2020. Cell phones don't have buttons anymore. This device looks like it has no buttons, even though I know the buttons, I think, are hidden around the device. But still, it looks like it would be, a touch device. So it has that minimalistic Apple-like look. Now, I'm not looking for that with the V-Pets necessarily, but I am looking for just something, again, new. The design jump between the original to the pendulums. The idea, obviously, with the original is this is there's a cage beast behind these bars. You're looking into a window into the digital world. And that was kind of the aesthetic. But when they made the pendulums, I believe they wanted these to look like a futuristic device or something along those lines. I gotta reread Toya's or DigimonWorld.org's long, beautifully done kind of love letter to the V-Pets. He goes into a lot of what went into the design aspects for these. And when he gets to the pendulums, they wanted this to look futuristic, and they wanted it to look like a device, and less like a where the cage and everything. And this does look like a cool device. I like the look of the pendulums a lot. A lot of people like the look of the pendulums. I like the pendulum progress. I like all of the V-Pet looks. They all look really nice and different. They all look different from each other. Even like the minis, where the minis are just like a simplistic version of the original V-Pets minus the cage, where that has this, and it looks a lot more minimalistic and modern. I like this a lot. I actually love these a lot. Even before I got them, I always wanted them because I like the look of them. You have that with a lot of the V-Pets. They all have this really cool, unique look to them. And for the past, while, except for the 20ths, except for the pendulum 20ths, we've just gotten brick, and then 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 brick. And then with, Bandai America making the English V-Pets now, we're getting even more bricks. And look, I get that. They're not going to change the look for the English localization. But, we got a lot of bricks now. It's a little oversaturated. I think it's time that we got a new design. I think everyone would agree with me on that. I think I remember when they announced the Digital Monster X, the X1, a lot of people were begging. They're like, please, no more bricks. And, you know, the first picture that Bandai showed us was a silhouette of a brick-style device. So I knew they were going to do it. And I was willing to accept that, and I have, because they all look very nice and very... They did, you know, they did some cool stuff. You know, the two-tone was nothing new exactly, but the X was cool, you know, gives a little thing. And all the backgrounds were different, at least, which is, again, cool. And again, thematically, it makes sense. So I was fine with it. But after this, like, I don't want another damn brick device. Obviously, we're getting a wave 3 of the English 20ths. So, like, that's the last bricks I want to see after that. After that, no more bricks. Let's just move on and start doing different stuff. I've gone on, I think, a 7-minute rant now about that. I'm sorry. I'm just, you know... I want some diversity. These are all, except for you, and the Mini that's behind it. And the XL. These are all the modern devices that I own. So you can see there's not a lot of diversity there in the look, you know? And don't get me wrong, they really stretched how different they can make the bricks look. At this point, there's really nothing else they can do, even if they wanted to, because we have the original 20th, which looks just like the original VPET, you know, same look. Slightly different because the plastic is different and the mold is different, but it's still pretty much the same. Then we got the Wave 2, we got the Meikumon color. It was gold, painted with black in the cracks, which is something that fans have been doing for years, which I always thought was adorable. That was cool. And then we have the Omnimon color, which with a painted frame and the kind of opalescent clear white, really cool. Then you have the Alphamon version, which was black with gold in the cracks, which again was cool. Then you got the VPET X with the tampographed X on it that can rub off and it makes you sad. And then you had the clear, they brought back translucent shells with the X2. And the X3s, they again brought back translucent shells, this time with hopefully tempographs that won't come off as easily as the X2. But you see what I mean here, like they went from normal to painted to translucent and painted. There's really not much you can do past that, you know. So that's it. I'm off the subject. I'm sorry, but Z, Project Z, VPET Z. Why did we skip Y 1 and 2? Please don't let it be just like, hey, everyone gets new evolutions, because I'm not against like new evolutions, but it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like we just got X evolutions. We can just keep X evolutions going. But I mean, I guess I can see where they want a new gimmick to reel people in, and seeing or having the chance of your favorite Digimon who never got an X evolution to get a Z evolution does sound cool. And I would like to see what the idea behind Z evolution would be. It's interesting. So that's really it. Sorry. I do this a lot where I don't have much to talk about. I just start rambling. So sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Stay safe, drink your water, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go. Bye. Peace. I should really be saying and cut, right? And cut. I forgot to say. Everyone, if you're listening right now. If you're listening right now, right here, these names in the corner, those are my patrons. They're the best people out there because they support my channel. And that is awesome. And I forgot to give them a shout out. So do me a favor and, yeah, acknowledge them and say thank you to them, because they help the channel and they help me afford these expensive pieces of plastic. That's all. I'm sorry for forgetting. Bye, peace, or cut.